All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let him know that we are good to go.
Okay.
Hopefully they get the hint.
All right, so we got the teams all settled in. So we got Vipers on that blue crisp, not crisp, the player, but literally crisp blue in my opinion. It's kind of a like a turquoise-ish color, and then we got Trinity with that grayish white. So yeah, we're really going to be looking for a lot of team plays, a lot of mechanical solo plays, and just a lot of consistency because this is, like I said, cream of the crop, and Crisp is just going to bounce it right over Taelo and get that first goal right off the rip. Um, I don't think, Taelo looked like he was kind of caught flat-footed right there and wasn't able to get like a good jump off point. So we got that first goal coming out of Trinity.
Yeah, I mean,
But
looking at this, you would think, just looking at the rosters, that Trinity has a little bit of an advantage with having Crisp on the field, him being
mhm,
like a 20 salary for this team.
yeah, Crisp knows what he's doing and clear. Oh, what a save coming out of Taelo! Those are the saves that we're looking for in this league. And Astro's gonna push it away to that left hand side for Taelo, but Crisp's gonna catch it on his car. And Zoro and Taelo are gonna fight for this ball. Zoro actually demoed Taelo, and Zoro's gonna slow it down in their corner. Astro will pressure it. He's still gonna pressure it. He's gonna look for that demo. It doesn't quite get it, but Taelo's got a shot on net in that corner. Doesn't quite get it though. And Zoro's got to get a good clear out of here. He does get it, and Crisp is there though. Astro keeping it on that Trinity side. That's a big point too. Is just pressure and making sure that you keep it on their side, keep it on the opponent's side, and having as much boost as you can and boost starving at the same time. So Crisp is going to take it up the wall. And he's going to air dribble.
I don't think
Doesn't
I've seen
quite get.
Crisp on the ground this game.
Literally been in the sky the entire time. But that's kind of what you see out of these Alpha League players. And Astro's going to get an easy save. He'll pinch it off the wall, send it down that left-hand side, and Crisp is going to be running back for it. Gets a little bit of a musty to clear it away.
Crisp
And
at
he's
this point
still
is
in
just
the
playing
sky.
with his food.
He really is. It looks like he kind of is doing whatever he wants.
We'll see how well that translates into pressure and offensive leads in this game,
Astro's up
though.
off the wall. He gets a flip reset. He gets the touch, and he stuffs him. He stuffs Zoro and gets the goal, tying up the game with less than 3 minutes left. That was insane.
Astro's kind of
Astro,
just
you're a
looking at
monster.
everybody like, Crisp isn't the only good one here. I'm gonna show
Yeah.
everybody I'm peaking.
No, everybody in this lobby is very good at Rocket League.
Yeah,
I'd
they are
imagine that they
top
all have
tier.
thousands of hours. Zoro's got a half decent shot. Astro cleared away though, and Crisp is up for it, but so is Astro. Crisp gets there before him. Zoro will push it away, grab that mid boost, and see what he can do. Maybe a pass in the center. He gets the pass, but Astro's there. Another pass in the center. That's actually a shot. And Taelo and Astro, it seemed like Astro thought Taelo was going to get it, and Taelo thought Astro was going to get it, or maybe they both just literally couldn't get it.
That was just really good placement and speed there by Crisp to pull the shot out of nowhere and just immediately get it between both of those defenders. This is the kind of gameplay that you'd expect from all of these, 17, 1800 pluses.
Yeah, and then Crisp is a 20 salary player. I don't know what his rank is currently or his
Pretty
MMR,
sure.
but I'd imagine it's still pretty damn high.
Pretty sure his peak's like 2150 or 2200, something like that.
I mean, I should just go pro.
Disgusting. Now,
Taylor's gonna get a nice flick coming out of Taelo, but Crisp is gonna get an easy clear. Not that much boost, but that's okay because Crisp does what he can in the sky, and Zoro has an easy clear, pops it out to his corner, and Taelo will run away from this ball. He has no boost, but Astro gets flicked. A little bit of a 50 clear right there.
on the topic of going pro, I do believe, I want to say it was Taelo in this game actually showed up rocking the UCLA tag, so it's possible that somebody's at least trying to go for CRL.
That'd be pretty nice. And as you're talking about collegiate Rocket League, in our own league, Crisp gets it past one defender. The other defender's just not anywhere to be found. and now Trinity's up 3-1, and crispp has not surprising, but worth to be noted. So I've seen some crazy stuff happen, but there's a minute 30 left, and I would say that Viper's got to get a goal kind of now-ish if they want to be able to stay in this game. Astro's going to pop it off his own corner, try to get a good clear, but crispp is there, as per usual. Gets the bump on Taelo. Now he's going to take possession. Doesn't quite get the boost, but now Taelo is running away with it. Wins the 50. Minute left on the clock. Vipers have to get a goal right here.
I mean, yeah, they managed to finally get possession for what feels like the first time in this game. You have to wonder, like,
Oh, good flick coming out of Astro.
as
He
I'm
took his
about to
time.
say it,
Yeah, he took his time. He realized that crispp kind of made a bad touch right there and took his time and popped it over both of them. Taelo didn't even need to do anything. He just watched.
the caster's curse, you got to ask what they have to do to get themselves back into this game or give themselves that goal, and immediately they get it. There's not much you can say here except these teams are just performing at near peak levels, and it's just whichever one of them is going to be able to do so longer in this 5 minutes.
Good flick coming out of Astro. Zoro will pick it up though. Taelo cleared away, but crispp is up for it yet again. Taelo stays on the wall and grabs that clear. Zoro's gonna pop it up. Taelo's up for it. Astro rightfully so stays on the ground. He's gonna be on the wall now. crispp has a nice little shot, but keeps the possession, and that's what they needed to solidify this game. Is just keep that pressure. Don't let the Trinity squad breathe. And
The fake
unfortunately,
there by
Astro,
Zoro.
yeah, Astro couldn't quite decipher what was happening, and Taelo literally had no clue what was happening. And Zoro just popped it over and got that easy dribble in that top side of the net. So it looks like this is going to be a Trinity game. We'll see if there's any goals that come out of it, but it looks like Trinity is going to take this game one.
Yeah, and I mean, there's not much to say here except this was just crispp. He was showing why it is he's gotten himself all the way up to that 2200 mark. And there's not a whole lot you can do when crispp is performing at the level that he is right now. In your opinion, what do you think they can do to kind of try and stop him or get themselves back into this game?
They really got to silence crispp. If they can kind of smother him a lot more than they have been, not give him so much pressure or so much so much space,
Hmm.
they'll be able to have a fighting chance in this next game. But it kind of comes down to crispp is always in the air. He always has the ball, and he's always going for the ball. So Taelo and Astro need to work on ways to smother crispp and not let him have any pressure. If that means bumping, if that means demoing, then maybe that's what it means. But they really have to do something about crispp because he's just taking these games away.
Yeah, he's owning the field here, and that's all you can really say about it.
Good pass coming out of the Viper squad. It was squandered though, but that's okay because we're just looking at pressure in this beginning time in the game. Taelo's gonna pop it up. It'll bounce back in midfield, and crispp doesn't quite get the clear he was looking for, but he gets the demo on Astro. And Taelo will continue pressure on this ball. He'll actually get out of there now, but Zoro's gonna slow it down and dribble forward. Taelo will be up for it, but what a 50 coming out of Zoro.
Yeah, he's able to hold
No boost for
some
Taelo, and he gets
semblance of
bumped away, and
possession.
I think crispp is just going to take this ball away. I don't think crispp loses a 50.
I don't know if he loses anything, to be honest. Because right now he's 1-0. I don't think I've seen him lose a 50. Is he just gonna like go and win the whole season off of these first 2 weeks?
Maybe.
Mild overreaction possibly, but when this man is performing at the level that he is,
There isn't much that the lobby can do about it. Except Taelo has a really good shot right there. Didn't quite use his opportunity like he probably should have, but Astro will keep it in their third of the half, or in Trinity's third. Taelo will take it to this corner. crispp is going to slow it down. He won't bite. I think that's what they're looking for. Vipers are looking for Crisp to bite, but Crisp is just too knowledgeable. He's got too much game sense. And
The shots, they just don't make sense how he gets them the way he does.
I don't know if that was a fake coming out of Zoro or Zoro just missed, but whatever it was, it worked out, and Crisp had an open net. Not an open net quite so, but definitely a good shot
He made
on
it
that
look like an
Viper
open
squad.
net by the time he was done with
Made
it.
it look like it. Yeah, that's true.
Here you see him back to his natural habitat of the air, as always.
Well, Crisp is bumped into the wall or into the ball, which kind of helped him out. The Vipers are going to keep it on this side. Crisp is going to get a double touch. Astro's going to push it away. Zoro's up for it. Taelo has it clear. He's going to pass it to Astro. Astro, oh, what a double commit coming out of the Viper squad, and Crisp has an open net. You know, maybe a double commit in another league might not be as I don't know how to say it, as detrimental, yeah. But in a league like this, if you double commit, your net's open. You know, they can easily shoot it. They can easily take possession. They can easily score. So we really need to not see double commits coming out of any of these squads, because either it's just going to be a goal almost instantly.
Yeah, especially when you have somebody like Crisp who can capitalize so well on that mistake.
I mean, any of these guys will capitalize on a double commit, but it just so happened that Crisp is the one who does it. So Astro's going to have a nice shot. Doesn't quite make it in, hits that crossbar, but it's okay because I think he's going to try to demo Crisp. Doesn't quite get the demo, but Crisp up in the air and gets a nice pass to Zoro. Taelo needs to get that clear. He does get the clear, and he bumps Crisp, or I'm sorry, Zoro. With 2 minutes left on the clock, I don't know if Vipers can. They really need a goal right now. They need to make a mid-game adjustment to kind of pull it back.
Yeah, I think they need to kind of start avoiding these 50s if I were them, because they can't really seem to get a whole lot out of them. That's the first one that they've really won this game, and even then it's just immediately a shot straight to Zoro.
What a pass coming out of Zoro, and Crisp just sends it in that wherever the Viper squad isn't, that's where he's going to be shooting.
His accuracy is just
It was a great team
incredible.
play, and I think Astro was a little bit caught flat-footed. He was in the center of that goal, and he wasn't really. It's kind of hard for him to save any of those corner shots. Unfortunately, Crisp just kind of read that and put it in the corner.
Yeah, if he had been on either post, I feel like he probably would have
Might have
had
been able to do something. Yeah.
yeah, just that better opportunity at it at least. And then another thing you'll notice throughout this entire game is this Trinity roster has just done such a good job to hold the pressure once they get it. And
Yeah.
that's something the Vipers have been struggling with, is not only getting the pressure, but being able to hold it afterwards.
Yep. If there's anything that I know, and just another good dose of pressure coming out of Chris, keeping it on that other side, and Zoro just happened to be there. But yeah, I mean, if there's anything that I know after playing an entire season with Astro, is that communication is key. I mean, there really needs to be a lot of communication with this squad, and also passing. Passing worked for us a lot. And Zoro just gets that pre-flip into the ball, and Crisp is there again.
This Trinity roster is just running away with it at this point. Vipers really need to look to see what changes they can make for next game, because focusing on this one is not how you're going to stay in this series.
Yeah. But like I was saying before, it's about the passing plays, and I haven't seen, you know, with the possession that they do have, Viper Squad, I mean, they're not doing the best passing. All of their clears are just kind of like a kickball at the moment. You know, all of these players are really good at Rocket League, but there does come a point where you're getting beaten so bad, you're so demoralized that all you kind of do is just kind of throw the ball away and give it right back to the other squad. And I think that's what literally just happened, and Chris now
Yeah.
has possession of the ball. What a pass. Chris doesn't quite get the rotation he needed for that shot, but 15 seconds left on the clock. I doubt there's much Vipers can do here. So
They just keep
I
trying
think
to go for these long shots. Ooh, they
Good pass,
finally
and
get
that's
one
what we need.
back.
That's what I was talking about. Is these infield passes need to start happening more frequently, because it works. You know, it doesn't matter how good another, one or two people on another squad is. If you can hit a nice pass and get a nice shot, you're scoring the goal.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that the Vipers have been struggling the most with is just kind of seeing each other for any kind of pass, whether it's
Yeah,
the defensive passes to clear the ball out faster or
like
the
even in that
offensive
last
passes.
play, he was looking. He'd missed the ball unfortunately, but he was looking for the pass. I mean, you could tell that he was popping out from that corner looking for that pass to Zoro, and that's what we need to see more out of Taelo and Astro.
Yeah, I feel like if they put a little bit more time into, finding each other and playing with each other to kind of see how they can meld together and how they can position off of each other on the field. It'll help a lot with being able to go up against these other incredibly high profile and high power teams that they're going to be up against for the rest of the season.
Exactly.
And I think now we're looking at this where Vipers, they've been put on the back foot for the last two games. This is their do or die moment. If they don't win this game, I mean, the series is lost. Yeah, you can get that one game, but that doesn't change. When you lose that series, you get so demoralized knowing you're already down three, which leads to a lot of those 3 game leads ending in that fourth game to the winning team. So this is the
Couldn't
time where
agree
they
with you
really
more.
need to make their changes and
Yeah.
get it all figured out.
Well, and maybe that's the, at least in these early weeks, that's the vibe that Vipers give off is, last week they won two, lost two. So maybe they just need kind of like two. Unfortunately, that's, you should be warmed up way before then, but maybe that's what they need. They need these first two games to kind of mold together and get a little bit warm, and then, they'll be able to hit those passing plays and hit those nice shots.
Yeah, I feel like with a little bit more work and a little bit more time together, they'll be able to just find each other more and see where each other kind of naturally position.
Oh no, Taelo.
That
So
was
I think
just
what happened here is
unlucky.
Chris took it up the wall and didn't. He was trying to go for like a weird ceiling pinch shot, and then it just so happened that Taelo was in the sky trying to meet him in the air and just had an insane redirect. But Chris was going to take it up again. He's going to try to fake out Taelo and gets the fake, but Astro's there. Astro will try to keep possession, but doesn't quite get there. And we're looking for good pressure, so that's what we need. And I think Astro's doing that right now. He's gonna go up for this ball again. He pops it out for hopefully his teammate, but Astro's there. Chris not quite in a very good saving position, but that's okay because Zoro bumped his another member of the Vipers squad, and a little bit of awkwardness right here. No one has boost, but everybody's got time. And oh, Taelo still tried to go for the ball, and I think kind of messed up Astro's shot right there.
Yeah, I
Chris is
think
gonna push it up that wall and fakes out Astro. See you later. Axles are broken, but now Chris has no boost. And Astro's like, you know what, man? Screw you. I'm going to take it up this wall. I'm going to hopefully score. And I'm going to fake. And he has a great pass for Taelo, but he's not there. These are the things that I'm talking about. You need to be there for your teammates, especially in these do or die situations where you know that the other team in front of you is kind of outplaying you. You need to be there for your team.
yeah, you can kind of see the Vipers. They're getting more of those passing opportunities, and the issue is they're just not positioning well enough to get the follow-ups on them. So these passes mean almost nothing in these situations. It's just another
Yeah.
ball thrown on the other half, and that's it.
Taelo and Astro are doing their best to keep it on that Viper's side, except, or not their Viper's side, the Trinity side, except when you kind of just throw it into the net, lackluster like, Zoro and Crisp are going to throw that ball away sky high for themselves every single time.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
gets a good touch into Zoro, And Taelo's going to stick with it. He grabbed that boost in the corner. And Astro got a demo on Zoro, maybe alleviating a little bit of the pressure. But Crisp doing crisp things kind of sends it up. And Astro has a good opportunity for a double touch and gets it. Great, great shot coming out of Astro, and that's what we need more of.
Yeah, I think the main thing that you can notice here, other than what we've already gone through, is the fact that Trinity have just used their space on the ball so much better and have been using the air significantly better and more towards their advantage. One second.
No, I completely agree with you. I mean, it's tied. It's 1-1 right now, and we're tied. But with 2 minutes left, I'm not gonna say it's anyone's game because unfortunately, I think Trinity are kind of controlling this game. But we got a good pass coming out right there. Crisp had to get up for it. Nice shot into the corner. Crisp doesn't have any boost, but that's okay. And Astro, recognizing that Crisp was on one side of the goal, puts it on the other, and now we're up one for Vipers. So maybe the prophecy is true. Maybe it is a 2-2 thing. Maybe that is their style of testing out the other team and then being able to be like, okay, we understand how you play. We can play around this, and we can score.
Yeah, I think Vipers have finally started to get to that point where they're making some
Oh,
of the necessary adjustments to.
oh, Astro,
Oh,
no.
right as I go to say that, the caster's curse again. Just a slight mistouch goes and puts all of those changes they've been making to
So
nothing.
it started out with Zoro making kind of a bad shot, and then I think Astro just assumed that he had it and didn't quite pay attention to where the ball actually was. And when he flicked into it, the ball quite wasn't where he thought it was, and he kind of just tapped it up for Zoro to make another shot, or Crisp, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have done a very good job to notice the mistakes made by the other teams, but Trinity so far have just been able to capitalize better on those mistakes. And I think if Vipers want to be able to stay in this series, that's something they have to make and do this game because this is their do or die, as we were saying. They've got a minute left to take at least one game this series before they lose so much of that momentum and energy going into game 4.
Agreed. Good pass coming out of Astro to Taelo. Taelo got the shot, but didn't quite get it on target. And Zoro's gonna do a little bit of an air dribble, keeps that pressure on, and he bumps Astro out the way, leaving the net wide open. That was insane. No way Astro is ever thinking about getting bumped in that situation. Um, but no fault of his own either. I mean, Zoro was big five head, big brain right there, and just was like, you know what? There's only one defender. I'm gonna get rid of him. And Chris probably thanks him for it. Taelo's tapping it up for himself. 15 seconds left. Vipers need to get some sort of pressure right here. He does get the pressure. Astro's up for it. Astro, I believe, kind of faked out Chris because Taelo was just there and able to get that sneaking shot in that left-hand side, and now it's a tied game.
Yeah, you can kind of see Chris was waiting on that back post, expecting that hit from Astro, because when you see him go up, you have to respect his mechanical ability there. But Taelo just
Exactly.
manages to sneak that by him when he isn't expecting it.
So it
And
looks
now
like
we're
we're going into
into
overtime. I quite literally have no idea who's going to take this game 2, right? Oh, it might be Taelo, but Chris had an insane save right there, and Astro's going to stay on that wall and grab the possession and keep it on this side. Taylor's there with a shot, and it's in. 16 seconds in the game, and Vipers have kind of turned it around. I'm not going to say that they're like controlling the game, but they're definitely hanging now.
Oh,
And
Chris
Chris leaves
leaves
the
the
game, I'd assume, to
match.
change cars.
Yeah, because there's still one
Or
more left for them. So,
yeah, or out of frustration.
I guess we try and just delay it until he gets back here. Well, Zoro's readying up, so realistically he knows what's going on with Chris.
Yeah, I think he was
Okay.
just changing cars. You know, that's a big thing with these higher level players too. Is like some days you just feel slower in a car, or maybe it's just not the vibe you're looking for, or not the type of touches or the way that it's very strange. But I completely understand changing cars, you know, after something doesn't work out. So I'd imagine that's what he did, and you know maybe that has a huge impact, but maybe not. So we'll just have to see here in this last game of the series. Out of this play four series, it looks like Trinity have 2 games and Vipers have 1. So we're just playing for that 3-1 or the 2-2,
Yeah.
um, and maybe Vipers can have another another idea of what happens in week 2 from
Crisp
their performance in week 1.
springs. He opts to decide to swap to the endpoint decal. I wonder if that's one of those placebo things where he just feels like he's going to play better in it. I guess we will have to wait and find out
Maybe.
if it's an actual placebo or if it's a real thing. And I think this game's gonna
Maybe
be a
maybe
big
he did a
opportunity.
montage, and in the montage he's using that, so he just wants to feel like he's speedy and fast. And Zoro's gonna look for that demo. Doesn't get the demo, but he puts Taelo in a terrible spot, and Astro's gonna have to clean this ball up. He has a 100 boost, tries to flick it over, but doesn't quite get it, and Taelo will clear this ball away. Astro turns into Taelo, and now they're all in like an awkward spot right now. And Zoro just needs to tap it in. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Astro should have turned right there. I think he should have let Taelo try to clean this ball up and go through that rotate. But like I said before, in game 2, that's what happens. You make a mistake like that and you double commit or you tap your own teammate, and the other team is gonna take advantage immediately.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that people sometimes forget when it comes to Astro is without communicating really well with him, he tends to end up either putting you or being himself in kind of awkward positions, him more than most other players in this rank, just because of how focused he ends up getting on the game
I
and
would
what he
agree.
can do to help.
So Astro's gonna pop it up for himself, take it off the wall, and flip into it, but doesn't quite get it. Chris will throw it away. No one has boost. Minute and a half into this game, and Trinity are up 1. Tries to pass it to Crisp. Crisp wasn't there though, and Taelo had an easy clear that ended up being an open net. So we're now tied. I think Zoro assumed that Crisp would be more in the center of the field, but he wasn't quite there, and Taelo just recognized that and was like, you know what, this is an easy goal, and scores it easily.
Yeah, it was a good shot there by Taelo, and as we keep saying, like the thing that's going to separate these teams is going to be the recognition of those mistakes. Even up at this level, they still make them. And so
Yeah,
being able to capitalize and recognize them is going to be their biggest strengths and weaknesses, depending on how you use it.
yeah. Taelo has a nice shot. Crisp is there though. Taelo's.
He's doing an
Go ahead.
excellent job finding like those slight overcommits and holes in the defense.
I would agree. I think Astro is kind of your wild card in this situation. You know, maybe making most of the mistakes, but also making a lot of those plays. Um, and then Taelo is kind of like your stable person on that team, kind of not making a whole lot of mistakes, but definitely being like more of a rock in this situation. And maybe that's kind of how their play style is. But Taylor's gonna run it up that right hand corner side, and Astro's gonna also try to meet it, but it gets 50'd, and Zoro will take possession of this ball, throwing it in their corner.
Yeah, I think judging by the two play styles of these players, it's definitely obvious which one of them is going to be using more of the resources and spending more time trying to make the plays, while the other one kind of just sits back and gives the other person all of the space and time they want to be able to make all these plays.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what was missing in those last two games is the lack of identity in their
Oh,
play style.
oh, Crisp is
Chris,
just like destroying everybody, and a great pass coming out of Zoro. Zoro sits it up high though, and Astro, just like the last game, kind of doesn't get quite the touch he's looking for. And Taelo with almost a pass to Chris, but he's got maybe a good shot. But Zoro's there. And Astro will get up for it. Sends it above the Trinity squad's net. Zoro has a good shot. Chris was going to follow it. 1 minute left. We're still tied. Good pass coming out of Astro. And Astro is going to send it up to his corner, knowing he has time to make another great pass. And Taelo is there for it. This is what I'm talking about. These are the situations where Astro recognizes that he has a great opportunity to pass, and Taelo's there for it. When you have a great pass and you have a great shot, you score. Doesn't matter where the other team is. It's a clean play, and now Vipers are up, threatening to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, you could see in that replay, even like with all of these things that have happened in the past 3 games, Taelo, he's going up about the same time that Astro would be calling the pass, and just the trust that they're able to develop that quickly just off that one win. If they had
Yeah,
lost game 3, there's minimal chance that they trust each other to go for those kinds of plays.
yeah. I mean, we don't truly know what types of talks they're having or what type of mid-game adjustments they're having, but from experience, I know that just Astro and I saying, all right, listen, we got to go for passes, just like that. When we say like, hey, let's go for passes, let's calm a lot more, the games go by much smoother and they work a lot better. And as we see, these passes are just working. Like there's another one, and Taylor's there for it. And now I think Astro's probably going to try to let this drop. But Vipers win game 4, and it's a 2-2 series.
Yeah, I mean, I was not expecting Vipers to be able to win those next 2 after all the stuff
I
that
wasn't either.
happened here. I mean, you can see this here. Trinity had possession and pressure most of the game, as you can tell by outshooting 10-7.
Yeah.
The Vipers were on the defensive foot for the majority of that game, and
I think,
still,
yeah, what you were seeing was Trinity maybe controlled the game, but didn't quite have the edge to score all the goals. And then when Vipers took possession, they instantly looked for the pass, and that's what I was talking about, and that's what I said was going to work for Vipers, and it did. It worked for them because passes work in this game.
yeah,